And welcome back to Balancing Unhinged
with Amber Shaw, the Shaw of St. Augustine. That's me. And my special guest today is Mo Aruta. She is a Reiki GrandMaster, and man, she pulled me into her little shop a couple weeks ago. It was crazy, and then it was one of the best days ever. So, Mo, tell me about you. Who are you?
My name is Maureen Aruta. Everybody calls me Mo, right? I was a motion picture industry executive for, I was in business for like 40 years, but I always was a kind of a metaphysical gal, right? And so my stuff started manifesting when I was going through some major life changes, and I was introduced to energy healing. And I spent 6 years with a Sufi master in Atlanta learning about and having energy work done. And then many years later, I decided to take Reiki. And Reiki, got my certifications in 2014 and began teaching in 2015. So I've been actually teaching Reiki to other people now for a decade, which I cannot believe how fast that went. But yeah, I love to teach it. I love to give people that power to help themselves. And yeah, and of course it awakens all those other aspects too. And that's why you met me the way that you met me down at the chakra shop.
I know. So here in St. Augustine, as you know, I'm always going downtown and wandering around and just seeing what I can find. I'm trying to find these speakeasies that I keep hearing about, but the ones that I'm not seeing, right? Because I don't want to see the ones that I've already seen. So, but we're going to get there someday. And I was just wandering down my little alleyway and made my way into this place called the Chakra Shop. So if you're in St. Augustine, you're downtown, you need to go into the Chakra Shop, which is it's called the Antique Mall.
It's the Mall of St. George's Row.
The Mall of St. George's
It's
Row.
on St. George Street. The actual street address is 106 St. George Street, but there's a mall. It's an indoor mall and it's air conditioned. So if it's not
you're walking by, you get blasted with the cold air.
You get the cold air,
like,
which is nice, right? Because it's Florida and it's always warm. But yeah, it's down there, just right down there. The Rendezvous restaurant is at the end. By the way, they have one of the best beer selections ever if you ever need a cold beer.
RSVP.
Yep. Maybe that's that speakeasy you were looking for.
Maybe they probably have like a back. They must have like a.
They got a back entrance too, yeah.
Behind the bar,
on the street there, but yeah, it's down there, and it's a wonderful shop. It's a legitimate metaphysical store, even though it's in a touristy area. It's a legitimate store. The store is gridded. It feels good when you walk in, and they have some of the best supplies you can find anywhere.
It was super fun. So I walked in there and I ended up just wandering around, looking around. I was with two of my friends and we had just gone to Prohibition Kitchen. So love that place. It's one of my favorite places. I was like, I feel like I died there in a past life. I just want to stay there forever.
That's that speakeasy you were talking about, right?
I know. I need to go. I want to go upstairs because honestly, below the stairs. But I feel like you can only see it from going upstairs.
I love being upstairs. When I sit up there, I love it when they don't have it roped off and you can sit up there and eat. It's great.
Yeah, and PK's rose fun. Hopefully my daughter gets married or whatever and I'll have her bridal shower in there.
Oh, that would be great.
That would be fun. But anyways, so the moral of the story is I went into this beautiful, colorful store that had all the colors of all your chakras and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, excuse me, I got a little runny nose. My seasonal allergies are we're gonna have to pause this right now and get some tissues.
2,000 years later.
And we're back. I feel like you're looking at my booger that's like hanging out of my nose. I'm like, sorry. Like, just pretend like nobody can see it.
Okay, so fall in Florida is different than fall in the Northeast. We do have a fall season, even though people don't think it's like the traditional fall. But if you look around, all the yellow flowers and things are blooming. That's what you're sniffing. The goldenrod and all the yellow flowers that are blooming right now is where you're. Yep, and that's our fall.
Yeah,
is yellow flowers.
Yay! We get like a springy fall here in Florida. We do everything backwards. It's okay. Nobody cares. It's okay. So, but getting back to our story, I met Maureen Aruta at the chakra shop, and it was crazy. I don't know. She just popped up, and I was like, and suddenly I saw her there, and she goes, "Do you want me to read for you?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." I was like, I don't want to know anything. And she's like, that's cool, because I can't tell you anything. But you know, you're
No, it's like I'm not that kind of psychic.
Okay.
I'm the kind that helps you find what you're looking for, but it's not necessarily, that kind of psychic. So
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so I did go, and there's another story a long time ago. Actually, when I became a Reiki level 1 was 2011 in Malaysia.
Wow.
From a GrandMaster in Malaysia. But so when I was out there, I did go see a Vedic astrologer, and she told me some horrible things. So I'm really just not interested in knowing about people that want to tell me my future. And I'm like, honestly, if that even is true, I don't want to know that. So you know what? I don't want to know anymore.
No, I was the same way. Seriously, when I first started working with pendulums, it was like, oh, well, you can ask them questions and they'll tell you things. And every time I would try, it would just sit there and wiggle because I didn't really want to know it. Read your energy. It's like I already know so many things. I don't want to know extra stuff. And I also, when you're reading for and with someone, you don't want to set their table because, we know that our thoughts create, right? So if I set your table with what you think is going to happen, well, then that could actually happen. So you have to be mindful when you're reading with people. And so the type of readings that I do are typically about helping people figure out, what's been bothering them. A lot of times it's like a confirmation of that which you already know, like you're ruminating about something and you're trying to make a decision and you're not sure. Or in your case, you came in and we actually did other life clearing work for you.
That was fun. And I've been working on more of it too, actually, since then. It's been
Isn't that
ruminating
interesting?
on that a little bit.
Yep.
I don't know if that was the right one. Let's just go ahead and clip a few more of these.
Well, we all have a lot of them and we have a lot of bleed through. And so, it's nice to be able to clear those karmic lines so that you're not repeating those same patterns. Typically, if you're repeating a regular pattern, like if you find a behavior or something that you're drawn to over and over and over again, and you're having trouble like disconnecting from that repeating pattern, and you've done all the work. You've done all the work, right? Like you go to your counselors and you do your self-treatments and you do all the things that you do and you're still repeating those same steps. It's because you've got a karmic line that's tying you, and the other life release is what helps you with that so that you don't keep walking the same steps. I'm just saying.
Crazy. Yeah, some crazy stuff happened a few days after that too, but anyways.
Right?
So this works very well into the 8 Dimensions Wellness, and you had mentioned earlier that you weren't super familiar with them, so I'll just run it down for you. So SAMHSA is an organization that is for mental health, and they broke down the 8 Dimensions of Wellness in this way, and I do it this way for Americans mostly, right? So I actually grew up in Europe and stuff, and whatever. My mom's not from here either, right? So we have to have our target audience. So for Americans, we focus on the SAMHSA 8 Dimensions of Wellness, which slide into everything else. So we're going to work,
probably so, yeah.
And that's what my book is about too. But anyways,
I can't wait to read your book.
Read my book. I'm going to see if, I don't know, maybe the Chakra Shop can carry the book.
Well, that we'd have to talk to Nikki and Ryan, but yeah.
Talk to Nikki and Ryan. All right. So anyways, we've got the 8 Dimensions of Wellness. They are physical, emotional, social, intellectual, occupational, environmental, financial, and spiritual. Okay. So this fits very well into your spiritualness. But of course, when you do work on yourself and you are able to fill your own cup, right? And then you can spill it over and whatnot and then help other people, right?
Yep.
So let's continue with your spiritual journey and are you from Atlanta?
No, I actually grew up in Jacksonville. I was born in Newport News, but we moved to Jacksonville when I was about 5 years old. And so I grew up there, and then when I was 21 years old, I transferred to Atlanta with Universal Films. I was a cashier, I believe, for them at the time. So anyway, I did their books, basically.
Okay.
But that was, I started in the motion picture industry when I was 18 years old as a waitress at a cinema draft house at the Gazebo Theater.
At a movie theater?
Yeah, at a movie theater.
Okay.
So it served beer, and it was like this new concept. They served beer, and they served wine, and they served hot dogs and things like that. So I was a waitress at a cinema draft house, and that was my first introduction to actually getting paid for being in the motion picture industry. But from there, I went into motion picture distribution. So I worked for Universal Films, I worked for Embassy Pictures, I worked for Avco Embassy Pictures, and then I spent 21 years with New Line Cinema. Loved them. That's when I was up in Atlanta. So I was in Atlanta for 25 years. And then the last large corporate job I had was with Regal Entertainment Group when they were the #1 theater circuit in the country. And I bought film instead of selling film. So I bought film for about 400 plus theaters in Philadelphia and parts of New York, and I spearheaded their features from India for the country.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I came from that background. And then there was the other side of Mo,
Yeah.
which is this, and it kind of paralleled because I started learning about energy in Atlanta, and I was with the Sufi master there from 2001 to 2007 when I left, and that just changed everything. I was just drawn into energy, and again got my Reiki certifications finally in 2014. Started teaching in 2015, but I started doing professional energy work for people in about 2008. And so I've been doing that for a long time too. And I just in 2017 decided that I couldn't be that corporate person anymore. So I reinvented myself at 55.
Fun.
Did this, came here to St. Augustine.
Yeah.
Do it full time.
Yeah. In 2015?
In 2017.
17.
Mhm.
In St. Augustine since 2017.
Full time, yeah. I was always back and forth. We used to come down from Knoxville because up in Knoxville is where Regal was. And
Tennessee.
yes, Knoxville,
Okay.
Tennessee. So I was up there for 9 years, and then I moved here in full time. But we were back and forth because my family and friends, obviously, if I was raised here, I have family and friends here.
Mhm.
So my goal was always to come back. I just didn't know how that was going to work out. And then Spirit kind of helped me figure those things out too. So that's what I'm doing here. That's the spiritual aspect. You know, you're talking about, you know, all these wonderful things that we can do. And I noticed that the spirituality was like the 8th one, right? The last
I was
one.
saving it for last.
Oh, I was saying it's the best for last, right? It has to be.
It had to lead it in for you.
Yeah, well, I'm just, you know, to me, no matter what you're doing, if you're not getting pleasure from it, then there is something that is missing, and that is that spiritual aspect. And so when you figure out that you can choose your joy and that you can go to the things that you like to do and enjoy doing those things, then that's when the other pieces fall into place, you know?
Mhm.
So the spiritual aspect is what leads you into all the other.
Mhm.
That's the balance that so many people are missing.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to feed all parts of yourself too.
Mhm.
You know, even I love doing like inner child work. That's fun. And some people think it's fun. I do. So that's Wednesday. I'm going to go see Weird Al in concert.
Oh, nice.
And he's going to be here at the AMP on Wednesday.
Mhm.
So I used to have the Weird Al, or I didn't even have it. My older sister had the Weird Al CD,
Mhm.
and I would jam out with her. So I was texting her the other day, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to the Weird Al concert." And then she's like, "I guess I'm the Weird Al of the family." And I was like, "No, dude, I was saying I'm excited to go to Weird Al." And it made me remember that we used to jam out to Weird Al, and it was fun and stuff and whatever. So that'll be fun. I'm excited.
And that will be
You
fun.
know, so yeah, just doing what you want to do when you want to do it.
Mhm.
You know, as long as the kids still went to school and everything like that.
Well, you gotta keep your structure there. But at the same time, like for instance, if you're in a job and you are not enjoying what it is, the type of work you're doing, ask yourself what it is you'd like to do and kind of envision what you would like to do and then find a way to make that transition. I'm never saying anybody, don't throw the babies out with the bathwater, so to speak. Work within your framework and figure out, okay, what's working in your life, and then concentrate on those things. And then the things that aren't working, that aren't bringing you joy, take a look at those and find out how you can tweak this, or maybe change that, or maybe move this out and move something else out in that kind of gives you that balance of joy, because spirituality is all about finding your groove,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. Yep, I like it. Yeah, I do meditations sometimes and just kind of like ask yourself, if you could do anything, what would you do right now?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny. I don't know. I ask myself that question like a lot now that I do this meditation more
Mhm.
often. And so often the answer is rollerblading. I need to do
Well, then go do that. I love rollerblading. I used to
Get
do
out
that when I
there.
was younger. It was
Yeah.
fun.
We need some more better sidewalks out here at St. Augustine. Give us some better sidewalks on
Right.
rollerblading, because honestly, I just don't feel safe
Yeah.
doing rollerblading anymore. Hold up. I think I pulled my IT band yesterday.
Oh no, that's horrible. It's so hard.
We won. I mean, we won the first game. We actually pulled it out right at the end there, but the second game we did lose, but we don't have to. It's okay.
What was that,
Go to
softball?
weekend. Yeah, softball.
Oh,
I
yeah.
play adult co-ed softball at Trinity Park on Monday nights.
Love that park. That's another great place to
It is
visit.
the best park.
I
And
take my dog there all the time. She loves it.
They renovated that
Mhm.
park recently, so but yeah. But back to you.
We digress.
I know, I digress a lot. That's all I know how to do. But we're having fun, and that's the most
Yes, we
important
are.
thing.
Absolutely.
It is. So, how long have you been at the chakra shop then?
Well, so
So you don't own it?
no, I don't own it. It's not my
Okay.
shop. It's Nikki and Ryan Ullman, and
Okay.
it's called the Chakra Shop, guided by the Ullmans. And they're wonderful people. They came here a few years back, 2-3 years back, and I met them when they first got here. And we were doing events here at my place. It's the Mystic Light Center.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we were doing sound bowls, shaman meetups, things like that. And I got to know them really well with that. And so this summer, things always kind of slow down a little bit in the summertime. And I was like, hey, what do you think? How about I do some readings down there and offer some readings? So I started going down to the chakra shop on Thursdays from 12 to 6. And it was just going to be for the summer, but it's been so successful that it's continuing into, it's gone September and now October. And looks like there's no stopping. So I'm planning to be there every Thursday.
She is good. She's fun. You should try it. So, but this is where we are now,
Mhm.
is the Mystic Light Centers. The Mystic Light Center, and we got some sound bowls here. Very fun. Ooh, these are heavy.
They're little.
But they're heavier than when I have one somewhere around here.
Oh, look at you with the heart chakra.
Uh-huh.
Opening up, playing. Look at how good you're doing.
Yeah, I almost bought one of these in New Delhi,
Mhm.
but it was like $400. I was like, why?
Are they so expensive?
$400 in New Delhi. You know why? 3 people died making it. Just kidding.
Oh my God. Well, I know
I
that
mean-
the actual Tibetan moles are there. There's a whole process they go through to make them. That's why they're expensive, because there's prayers with every step of the way, and they're being imbued with these prayers like with every step. These are a little less than that,
Yeah,
obviously, but
yeah.
they do the same kind of like you get the frequency when you play them. So yeah, it's fun stuff.
It is fun. Yeah, my friend, I went to India a couple years ago, and my friend was like, oh, while you're there, can you get me a singing bowl? And I was like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. So then I was like on a mission for the singing bowl, and dude, like honestly, I couldn't really enjoy my trip to India. Don't tell. Okay, I don't.
You can enjoy your trip because
Just
yeah.
kidding, she's not gonna watch this anyways. So, but yeah, man, the whole time I was like, I gotta get these singing bowls. And then actually, I was in Rishikesh, and we passed by. We were like in like a cab or something. We passed by a singing bowl stand,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, can we pull over? You know? And they were like, oh yeah, like on the way back, we will. You know, whatever. Like 3 hours later, we passed maybe in the, I don't even know, but like everything was closed. It was all gone. Everything was gone. Like, missed my chance to get a singing bowl in Rishikesh.
Yeah, that would have been a cool story to have too.
I mean, whatever. It's cool. You know what was one fun story was I was in Rishikesh, and I got an arati at the Ganges. They had like a fire prayer. I don't know if you know what an arati is. Anyway, so it's a fire ceremony. They do all these people line up, all the monks, the priests, they call them priests. They all line up and they all have fire. So imagine like a bunch of fire, like all lined up against the water right there, and then the Ganges River is here. And then we all like do a bunch of prayers and satsang and like singing like mantras and stuff for like half an hour or something. And then they hit you with the ashes.
How neat.
But dude, here's the funny thing. So 2 days later, I got a phone call for my first real estate sale. Somebody's like, oh, does your customer still want this house for cash? And I was like, I don't know. You want it? No, yeah. Yeah.
Nice. And that was after you went through the ceremony, right?
Yep. And we slept at like I think we were like at the Buddha Hotel in
Buddha Hotel
in Rishikesh. Right next to it on the Ganges River, there's actually, and you'll see it, it's like a viral bar that you sit on it and your legs dangle like whatever, but no seatbelts. And then it goes up like 3 or 4 floors or something. You dangle just from the bar. The bar just dangles up in the air. And we were staying at the hotel right next to that.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, man, I want to go on that, you know? And then, oh yeah, later. We didn't go on it.
I would have a hard time sitting on a bar dangling
Dude,
like 4 stories up, right?
Oh God. You must sign some waivers that like you're definitely, if you die, it's totally your fault. Like, you're not going to be responsible for that like at all.
Yeah, no, I would be hard pressed to do that. But I think it's interesting that you brought up, you went through the ceremony, right? You had the clearing,
Loved it.
basically,
So good.
and then this blockage that you had making your first sale went away. So when you're talking about spirituality and you're talking about clearing blocks, that's what we're talking about. Like when you're in alignment, that's when things happen. That's when the magic happens.
Hanging
So
out on the
yeah,
suspended bridge.
that too. But no, I mean, I really think that's interesting the way that happened for you, right?
That's
Your first
crazy.
sale,
It was
right?
crazy,
And it was a
yeah.
cash sale too, which
It
is
was-
even greater.
And I didn't even know until later. But so someone from my office had like taken over for me or whatever. They're like, okay, well, enjoy your trip. We'll take care of this because it's mostly pretty easy. They got them more money off of the house too. So they got them like a better price. We got them a better price.
So everybody benefited in that situation.
Yeah, so I was like, sweet, they got a better price. And
So that's what I'm talking about right
Yeah.
there. When you are spiritually aligned, when you have that clearness and clarity, then the things that you're manifesting in your life come easier. And then not only are you benefited, but obviously all the people that your life touches benefit,
yeah, so
right?
so
Pretty cool.
Yep, I remember it was like 5 o'clock in the morning or something. I woke up, and then we went to Goa. So we were just like floating all around. I don't know if you know India, but you go Himalayas way up there,
Mhm.
Rishikesh is sort of near there, New Delhi is sort of near there. Then we went to Chennai, was like way down here. Then we went to Goa, was way over here. And then Mumbai is kind of near Goa. And we went to all those places.
Mhm.
Like every day, I was like waking up a different place, and I was like, oh, who do I have to call right now for this? So I remember-
The time distance is different. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's like, yeah.
Well, not only it's like it was. But anyways, back to you. Back to you. And now this. Atlanta. Okay, then the shop. So the Mystic Light Center is what I want to talk about.
Okay,
Actually. So let's
okay.
talk about the Mystic Light Center because you care about that.
I do care about that. So the Mystic Light Center is a place, it's my office, it's also where my healing room is, but it's a place where we do workshops and classes and things to help people learn about their metaphysical side. We do a Reiki exchange once a month here. We have yoga here. We have singing bowls here. Again, Reiki classes, Reiki certification. I do all levels of Usui Reiki, and I can trace my energetic lineage through Usui Reiki back to its founder, Mikao Usui, which is kind of an unusual thing to find nowadays because that came in and that system came in like March of 1922. So a lot of people cannot, because it's so diluted at this point, do that, but I can, which is interesting. I didn't
Wonder
even
if
think
I
about
asked
that.
My GrandMaster, you might know.
Well, you know what? They might be able to trace their lineage back too.
Right.
Some of us can, some of us got lost in the translation. But yeah, so if you want to know more about Reiki or about what I do, my website is called healingwithmo.com. So just go there, and there's some information under general information that talks about Usui Reiki, about Reiki/energy healing. And the one that these are little articles that I wrote. One of the ones that I always recommend is the one for those with intuitive gifts, because when we have those intuitive gifts, we need to manage our gifts or they manage us. And there's a little bit of information about that, about how you can do it. And all of that is just there for people to help people understand things. So yeah, that's it. But yeah, there's a lot of information on that too. But the Mystic Light Center is where the magic happens here in St. Augustine, and we offer things through the St. Augustine Reiki Exchange Meetup. It's a meetup.com group, and there's about 2,000 members on that group. And so we have everything that happens at the Mystic Light Center is going to be published on that. And some of the things even that aren't, because some of our practitioners go out and do other things too that are here. And then we also do a full moon meditation broadcast on the full moon every month. This last one, Denise and I did by ourselves, and we talked about energetic cords. Kind of cool, right? But yeah, that's pretty much, this is where the magic happens. And we also do networking groups here, because you came this morning to our...
What was the one this morning?
Ancient City Early Birds. It's for women, business, independent business owners and people in the Northeast Florida quadrant, basically. Not just St. Augustine, but Jacksonville, Daytona, Palm Coast, just
Anybody
the areas.
Wants to come up to here.
Yep, anybody that wants to come. So it's Ancient City Early Birds, and it is a private group on Facebook. But if you are a businesswoman in the area, it's a great one to join up, and we network and support one another. So, and it's free. Again, it doesn't cost anything. So yeah.
Good, very good. So then, what are you up to these days?
Well,
what's your schedule like? What are you doing today?
Well, today, oh my gosh. Well, I'm doing the podcast this morning. I did the networking this morning. Then I'm going to run some errands because I'm not doing session works. Like tomorrow, I have sessions. I usually offer sessions, individual, private session work, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I do those by appointment. And then I teach, like Saturday, I'm teaching a private Reiki class, level 1 class, to actually the people down at the chakra shop. They're going to be doing that here, which is pretty cool. I love it. And then I'm teaching again in level 1 in November on the 8th. So I'm doing that too. Yeah, just, just my jam, my thing.
Running around, spreading Reiki.
Spreading the love.
Yeah.
So yeah, just, doing those kind of things and reading at the chakra shop on Thursday. I'll be there from 12 to 6. I'm there every Thursday pretty much from 12 to 6. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I love what I do every day. I love to help people. And I work with people not just in person, but I also work with people all over the country. I mean, there is no time, distance, and space. It's a construct. And so you can send that light and love through time, distance, space. And any Reiki level 2 practitioner knows about that and can do it. So, but that's a great thing too. And of course, doing readings and stuff online. And I also go to people's houses and do like tea and intuitions with Mo, where we get a group together and I do readings for everybody. So just kind of like different stuff. And I also do mediumship work with, especially with animals. I can do it with people.
I was just going to mention that with the animals, because I did see something about the animals. Tell me about what you do with pets.
So I'm an animal communicator, as well as an animal Reiki practitioner. And so our animals are really special. They have a rich spiritual life just as we do. And, they respond to, stressors and trauma and things like that. So I like to work with animals, especially when someone, adopts one, they don't know their past. And a lot of times they'll have like anxious tics or things that they don't understand. So I come in and kind of give clarity to that. Also, if someone is got an animals can't tell us with their mouths what's going on with them, but I can go in and I can read their energy and say, okay, well, there's blockages here. They're having trouble with their hips. They're having trouble with their shoulders, or, let's clear out these blockages and help them to feel better. Whatever their discomfort is, I can kind of like tag into that and give the person an idea about how to have a discussion with their veterinarian about the care that their animal needs.
Okay.
So that's helpful, if there is something funky going on with the animal and you can't pinpoint it, I can many times go in and just by looking at their energy and talking to the animal, find out where their discomfort is and where they need to help. And I can relay that information from the animal to the owner so that they can go to the vet and talk to the vet and say, hey, let's run this test. Let's try this. Let's look here.
Yeah.
Veterinarians are fabulous people, and their job is so hard because they're working with somebody that can't tell them anything, right? So a lot of them use their intuition as well as the Western aspect of it, but a lot of them don't have that communication aspect of it. And then also people that have lost their pets, you grieve really strongly when you lose your pets. I know I do. And so what I do is I connect with the pet after it's passed. And many times people are holding on to grief, but they're also holding on to coulda, woulda, shoulda. Like, did I wait too long? Did I do it too early when they have to make that decision to let them pass, And sometimes it's not even that. They just want to hear from their pet and want to know that they're fine, just like we do with mediumship work with people. So the animal comes through, I talk to the animal, I relay the messages. Usually I tell them, you got to think like an animal when you're talking to an animal, a pet. So I'm like, okay, so where was your favorite place to lay? What did you like to do with your mommy or daddy? Did you like your food? Did you like something special? So they'll tell me certain things about their life with that person to help that person understand that that's truly the animal that they're talking to. And then I start asking them about things that the person wants to know, or maybe the pet just comes through and tells me, hey, I want you to tell her I had such a great life with her and she didn't wait too long. She did it perfectly and I'm grateful for the life I had with them, those kind of things. And even honestly, we kind of hold more of that and worry than the pet does. I don't think I've ever contacted an animal or talked to an animal that said, my people put me to sleep too early or waited too long. They always were like, they understood that dynamic, but the person didn't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's such a hard decision to make. Even with the skills I have, it's a hard decision for me to make.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's just hard. So it helps people in their grieving process because, you know, we're going to grieve the loss of that pet. They were a part of our family. They were with us in those moments when we needed so much, and they were there to support us and love us. And that's their job, by the way. That's what they come here to do, is to kind of help you. So it's nice to help people facilitate that connection so that they can get some peace and release the grief so that they can feel good about that situation and possibly move forward and maybe adopt another pet. And that would be another whole relationship that would be beneficial for them both too. So it's good to let go of the grief because we need to move. We're never going to have them as long as we're alive. Do you know what I'm saying? No matter how long you have them, it's never long enough. So basically that's kind of what I help people get to, is that peace.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
I had a 19-year-old Shih Tzu, and we had her since she was a puppy.
Oh,
I got her
wow.
when I was 9. She was my sister.
Oh my
She was in my
God.
wedding. It was the best.
Isn't
She made it all the way
That's
to the
amazing.
finish line.
That's amazing.
Yeah. My dog now is 12. I almost brought him with me.
Oh, well, you could have. I mean, geez, I love that.
But, yeah. So, but we're running low on time here. So thank you so much for telling us all about the Mystic Light Center and about how we can communicate better with not only our animals, but also ourselves, right?
Exactly.
Because once we have a better understanding of ourselves, then we can give more of that understanding out into the world.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
And you give from the full tank instead of the one that's half full. And that's important too.
It is. It
Mhm.
is. All right. So anything else you want to add for us today? We're going to come down to the Mystic Light Center. We're going to catch all of the events that are on Meetup. We're going to join all the Facebook pages. We're going to check out the website. We're going to share it with all of our friends. We're going to tell our mom.
Tell our
boyfriend,
mom.
girlfriend, sister, brother, dog, cat. And
Just come down to the Chakra Shop if you're in St. Augustine too on Thursdays and you're, walking around town looking for something to do, not just to come, get a reading, but come in and say hello and see what they got there because they got some really cool stuff.
Honestly, I was like leaving and I was like, well, that was fun. I was like, oh wait, I want those, but we're leaving. I want that. So I'll be back.
Oh, I figured we get a lot of repeat customers there. We get a lot of people coming in, and also, people just to chat with. It's fun. It's a fun little kind of community place.
And that's what we need in our lives. We just need a little bit more fun, So don't take it so seriously. It's not going to end well. All right. Bye.
And thanks for having me on. I appreciate that, Amber. Thanks for bringing me on.
Thank you for coming to your office.
Thanks so much.
Thanking me for thanking you for thanking me.
And thank you out there.